Hey everybody, welcome to John's Guitar Lounge. I'm Johnny Stewart, and today I'm going to tell you and show you 3 things that are essential for you to be able to play the blues. And as an added bonus, I've put a bunch of links in this video in the description to all sorts of incredible pre-Black Friday, like early Black Friday deals for all sorts of musical equipment. Guitars, microphones, strings, all sorts of stuff. So check those out. And next Friday, on Black Friday, come back to my channel and there'll be another video with all of the actual Black Friday deals that I've found, and I'm going to put all those in the link to that video. So the first thing you need to know and learn about playing blues is you need to understand the time signature, because that has the whole feel. Now, what do I mean by time signature? I'm not going to bore you today with all kinds of music theory on time signatures and all that stuff. If you want to see that, tell me in the comments and I will make a video just about that. Most popular music is written in 4/4 time, straight time. And what that means is there are 4 beats to a measure. So think of any popular song. Rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Playing 1 note per beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's great for all kinds of music. Not usually for most types of blues and for most blues songs you're going to play. For blues, the traditional way to play blues is in 12/8 time. Now, what the heck does that mean? For now, just understand that in 12/8 time, it means that there are 12 beats per measure. You want to feel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And that's one measure. So when we talk about a 12-bar blues, we're talking about 12 measures for one verse, each measure made up of those 12 notes. And for more on playing 12-bar blues, I've got a few videos on that, which I'll link right here so you can see that. So if you want to do a deeper dive into playing 12-bar blues, I will show you that. Now, just real quick so I don't bore anybody, how is that going to sound when you're actually playing? Da 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 da. Now, the way you count and feel the beat is the same whether it's a slow blues song or a fast blues song. For example, let's take Pride and Joy by Stevie Ray Vaughan. You've heard about love giving sight to the blind. Maybe loving cause the sun's to shine. She's my sweet little thing. You hear what's going on there? Every measure's going by really fast. And what I mean by that is this. Have you had enough of that? Now, there's a reason why I'm not showing you what my left hand is doing down here as I'm playing. I just want you to be thinking about and feeling the beat. I don't want you to be thinking about what you're doing with your fretting hand at all. So, that beat is the same for a slow blues song. Like, say, like How Blue Can You Get by B.B. King. I've been downhearted, baby, da, 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 ever since the day we met. Hear it? Da, 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 da. Notice that's basically the same exact thing as when you're playing Pride and Joy, just with Pride and Joy it's going a lot faster. But no matter how fast or slow the song is going, the key is you just want to feel that beat. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, please hit that like button, because that tells YouTube that people are enjoying the video and it'll push the video out to more people so they can learn from it too. Now, lucky for you, I'm going to take my face off camera for this part so you can just focus on what the fretting hand is doing. So, the second thing you really have to know to play the blues is the pentatonic scale. Now, what does that mean? First, I'll show you the pentatonic scale, then I'll show you how that is different from a regular major scale. So I'm going to show you the pentatonic scale in the key of E. And that means that we're going to be starting by playing just our low E string here, open, without our hand on the fretboard at all. And that will be the root note, or the 1. So the pentatonic scale in the key of E is 1, and that's the low E string open. Then for the second note, we're going to take our middle finger here, sorry to give you the bird, and we're going to put that on our G note, which is the 3rd fret on our low E string. And that is a flat 3rd note. And I'll tell you what that means in just a minute. Then for the next note, we're going to take our hand right off the fretboard again, and we're going to play our A string open, and that's the 4th. Then we're going to take our index finger for the next note, and we're going to put that on our B note, which is the 2nd fret of the A string, and that's the 5th. And again, I'll explain what this means in a second. Then we're going to take our hand right off the fretboard again, and we're going to play the next string over, open, and that's the D, and that is the flat 7. And that's important, and again, I'll explain what that means in a second. And then to finish out the scale, that's the E note again, 1 octave up from here, and I'm playing that by putting my index finger on the 2nd fret of the D string. So to show you again, just really quick, 1, flat 3rd, 4, 5, flat 7, and 8, or a repeat of the root 1 octave higher. So why don't we have, say, a 2 and a 6 and stuff like that? That's because those are all parts of the major scale. So what do I mean by that? In the key of E, the E is the 1. Then for the regular major scale, the F sharp is going to be the 2. And then the regular 3 is going to be a G sharp or an A flat. And then the 4 is going to be the A, which is the same as with the pentatonic scale. Then the 5 is going to be the same, which is the B. Then with the major scale, the 6 is going to be a C sharp, and that's right here on your A string at your 4th fret. And then the 7 is going to be right here on the 1st fret of your D string, and then the 8, or the repeat of the root an octave higher, is the same. So what's different about that scale compared to the pentatonic scale? Remember, with the pentatonic scale, we're not playing the 2nd, we're just going straight to the flat 3rd. And we're not going to play a major 3rd. We're going to go right to the 4th, which is the same. Then we're going to go to the 5th. And then we're not going to play a 6th like in the major scale. We're going to go from the 5th right to a flat 7, which is not part of the major scale. And then we're going to go to the 8 again. So let me just play those both through and listen to the difference. Here's a major scale. Now here's the pentatonic scale, the blues scale. Now notice there are only 6 notes in the blues scale. The 1, the flat 3rd, the 4, the 5, the flat 7, and the 8, or the 1 again. You want to learn this scale in 1st position down here with those lowest 3 strings, and then you can also learn it in 1st position for the next 3 strings up, which will be 1 octave higher. So if we're on the E note right here on our D string on our 2nd fret, and then we want to play the 3rd, what is the 3rd? That's going to be the G, which, look at that, you have an open G string. So play the next string up, open, right there. So just play that open, and then you go 1 whole step up to the 5th, to the A, and then what's next? A B. The B is the 5th. That's a whole step up from the A, and look at that, you have an open B string, that 5th string right there. So just play that open, and that's your 5th, and then you go up 3 frets on the B string, and that's the D note, and that's your flat 7 in the key of E, and then your high E string is the 8th again. So let's do that whole thing now, both octaves, right here. Now the cool thing about this scale is that you should be playing it not just down there in 1st position, but you can play it all over the neck. Like if you want to start playing like lead guitar and things like that, we'll stay in the key of E. So you want to find the E note all over the neck. And just remember, wherever there's an E note on the guitar, see, like that's an E on your D string at the 2nd fret, just like that is the same exact note in the same octave on your 7th fret of your A string. Just like up here at the 12th fret, of your E string, your low E string. Those are all the same note. So you can play that pentatonic scale on the exact same notes, but at 3 different places on the neck. And what do I mean by that? You've got that one that I just did down there, or if you start on your A string at your 7th fret, and then use your pinky or your ring finger to go up 3 more frets to the 10th fret on the same string, the A string, then 7th fret of your D string, and then 9th fret of your D string, then 7th fret of your G string, and then 9th fret of your G string. And that is an E, just like the open E. So remember, the 9th fret of your G string is the open E. Hear how that's the exact same note? So you can play that same scale. And you can also do the exact same thing up at the 12th fret. If you want to, scrunch up that high, you can do the same thing. See, 12 to 15 on the E string, then 12 on the A string to 14 on the A string, then 12 on the D string to 14 on the D string. And that E is the same as that E, which is the same as your open E. So that's a good way to think about your whole fretboard. Wherever you're playing something down here, you can play it again here at the middle of the neck, And you can also play it here way up the neck. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything and you can see all my new videos when they come out. So the third and final thing that you really need to know how to do well if you want to play blues guitar is you need to learn how to bend notes. And I've got a whole series on string bending, which I'll link here so you can get really deep into bending, but just for the purposes of blues bending, I just want to show you a couple of things right here in this video and show you if you are playing in the key of E still, like we just were, and you want to play a pentatonic scale lick. Say it's something easy like this. So that's your E, to your G, to your A, then back to your G, then back to your E again. So just those three notes are going to be the whole lick. Now that sounds pretty square, doesn't it? So what you can do is, with your pick or your finger, you can pluck when you're playing the E. Then the same thing, you can pluck the G, then bend using all three of these fingers for strength. Bend with your ring finger on the fret that you're bending from, which is the 8th fret of your B string, which is the G note. So you're going to bend a whole step up to the A. See how that's the same note? But we're bending up to it instead of fretting it. Listen to the difference. Hear how everything is nice and clean and precise, and that's great for a lot of styles of music. Jazz, some country licks, all sorts of stuff. But if you want to make it bluesier and a little bit greasier and a little bit dirtier, whatever you want to call it, just bend up to it like that. So we're going pluck, pluck, then bend, then pluck the E again for a good solid finish of the lick. So those are the three things that you really need to know to play good blues guitar. And remember, check out those links below for pre-Black Friday deals, and next week tune in for a video with all of the Black Friday music deals that I find. And comment below and tell me what else you want to see, because I love making videos that people ask for. See you next time in John's Guitar Lounge, everybody. Take care.